That'd be another option. If you have a tank black, it heats up the fuel and it just, man, when that fuel heats up, that crap just drops right out to the bottom. So if we paint that tank black, we already have it on a tilt, don't we? Because we want to draw the good fuel out. We should make some kind of drain at the other end so we could drain that out. Or, oh, well, you know what, it's double wall. We'd have to draw in from the top, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
When was the last time we sucked the garbage out of that thing? So the number one fuel option for your customer, if you're out there, is if they have a tank, if it's outside, paint the booger black, put a valve in it, and that's your best filter in the world, is before it ever gets to a generator. Well, these are black too, and they're going to get hot, and they're going to drop the crap out. So from our standpoint, our biggest single thing next to batteries is fuel and rentals. And our problem is we have no control over the fuel that our customer puts in there. So we've had people put in water, fuel that have water in it, especially over sandy type stuff. Water gets in the main tanks. Those guys don't care. They buy the gallon, right? So
a lot of the fuel companies ran out of fuel.
So our number one thing is I think maybe if we put these on a schedule once a year, we'd flush the whole tank out and put it in our tank and fill it back up would be one thing. It might be good if we put a filter on that tank then too.
That does have a filter on it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, we put one on beginning of last year or something like that. Last year, yeah.
All right, then the next option is when you're out there flushing, who's doing the scrubbing? You're doing scrubbing?
Jeremy's doing it next week.
So you got to go by the gallons on there and figure out how many times you have to. All right, now the other thing is and this is doing the best you can, but go at one end and put it back in the other end. So drop this end down, the one end you're going to pull out of. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
All right, but if you can put it, sometimes they have big fittings, you can literally force your hose back toward the other end.
Yeah.
You want to suck it out at the low end, pump it back in the high end, if at all possible. So in some of these big tanks, they have those vents. I've taken those vents off. That's where I put my suck hose, and I jam that toward the end that I can tilt it, or where the low end is, and then I put it in the opposite end. 3 times the gallon each per hour of the total capacity of the tank. Now, if you don't know if you can't read the label, I'll give you this. You can measure it. I'll give you the cubic inches, and you can figure out what gallons are.
Does this? I've seen that some of these polishers are like they're not continuous run. They're like 30-minute run.
This is continuous run.
That's continuous
because it uses centrifugal force. The key is you keep draining the crap out of it. And I'll send you guys a little video. Maybe Tyler can post this with this video. Put a little video of how that operates and how the functionalities. All right, that's supposed to be a couple notches up from your typical filter. But we also that's some of those units that we had over here. That's set up there. I bought that based on the technology. Okay. I'll let you guys go over this. I'm going to create a better copy of this than this. Our printer went bad, but it goes into a lot of detail about that. Basically, I think what you wanted me to do is explain how you do the flushing.
Right.
So we want to drop the unit down, draw out the low end, put it in as high as possible. The other thing I've done is going into that vent with push one hose one way and push the other hose the other way. Sometimes the vents are 4 inches. Some of those 1,000-gallon tanks are 6-inch vents. You have plenty of room to stuff that hose in.
So all you guys know that there was 2 purposes that I wanted Lyndon to help us with this, is because I asked a few times, and it's kind of like, what does that thing actually do, and how does it help the customer? Because Jeremy, when he goes up to New York next week, with the help of Ken, they're going to be flushing out, and there's going to probably be customers there to say, like, what is this thing really doing? And how's it going to benefit me? And Jeremy can then speak into other customers, ears and eyes and stuff like that, to say that that's something that should be done on a regular basis.
Right, so. And the other thing is you can mount a unit like that, a smaller unit, that's made for big capacity. We can mount smaller units if people have an ongoing problem, and then what you do is you put it on a timer, it runs once a month for a couple hours. All right, that's another option. So it's an upsell for our salespeople. Just say, hey, listen, they're having continual fuel problems.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend that they put on a little unit scrubber that stays with the unit, runs periodically. All right. I mean, fuel is so critical. I mean, the other thing I want you to understand is that what if a person doesn't want that 3-time cycle thing, then we're going to have to go and take those bungs along and pump it over and pump it back. It's any other option you have.
Yeah,
But there is some customers that would ask for that. They want total filtration,
Yeah.
and they want the tank cleaned out and scrubbed. If they want that done, and we got to clean out the tank, that's more expensive, quite a bit more expensive. But it means we're gonna have to take the trailer, take the totes in there, pump all the fuel into the totes, pump it back again. It's gonna be almost twice the money. Now, we have a price per gallon. I don't have it here with me. I'll get it for you guys. I'll make you little booklets and I'll hand them to you, and give them to you after I get our color printer today. And maybe when I pass them out to all the techs. But I mean, this is pretty thorough. There's no sense in me reading it to you.
Okay.
Question on that there, now like, we had,
Ken, is if they
we
have
had-
one of these little scrubbers that run continuously. And over a period of time, they'll get ahead of it. But that, when you get to that black slime, dude,
Yeah.
you have,
I mean,
people
they
condemn
went,
tanks because of that.
yeah, they went
And
through
it, and it's,
filters
and it's,
like crazy.
and it's a, I don't even know what to tell you it is. It's some kind of bad algae. And it multiplies and it's microbes, and it's hard, you can hardly get ahead of it. Now, and you probably can speak into this too. No, nothing takes the place of removing the water. I wouldn't even put additive in a fuel until you remove the water. Because all you're doing is fighting an uphill battle. As long as water's in there, you're so get the water out. And if they still have problems, then sell them some additives. But additives is after you clean the fuel. If you put, people try to tell you dump stuff in and it'll disperse the water and run it through your pump and all this kind of garbage. Come on, dude, you know what that's all about. That kills a pump. It's abrasive. Water's abrasive to a pump and injectors. So get the water out, number one, and then we put in additives. Do not sell additives in the place of doing the job right. We'll look bad. In the past, we've had people that tried to sell additives to dump in to emulsify the water with the fuel. What do you think about that? It's not cool, is it? I mean, it's miracle products they try to act to sell you,
Like
but it's nothing like
in a can.
getting the water out first and then, yeah. All right, what's the questions? I'll make a more detailed thing with some more stuff, and our color toner went bad, but this will give you kind of a little bit of an idea.